boy. Sit. Stand. Good boy. Okay, yeah. So what I did there is I brought him to the end, and that kind of forced him to go into the stand.
Good.
There you go. Bring him off. Let's try another one.
Good boy.
Bring it right back on. Same thing.
Sit.
Sit. Stand.
Stand. Good.
There you go. Lots of praise.
Okay.
Excellent. Today what we're working on is the stand for examination. And as usual, we're working on the platform. This makes it so much easier for us to keep control over the dog. The stand for examination is a very difficult exercise in the way of getting the dog to stand and stay still. Why? Because it's easier for them to move as opposed to the sit-stay or the down-stay. A very functional exercise. We use it, let's say, at the vet's office. We teach our dogs to stand. Like I would get Ringo to jump up on the vet's table, stand, set his legs, and then the vet can come in and examine him comfortably. And he would hold position throughout the full examination. We would also use that, let's say, when I'm bringing the dog in from outside. Dirty feet, there was a little placemat that we had at the back door. So we would bring the dog in, have him stand on the mat, and then I'd grab my towel, and then one leg at a time, we'd wipe them off. And the dog, once again, would hold position. So very handy in those circumstances, especially when it's really bad weather out, like you get snow, rain, and whatnot. Another situation where we would use the stand is when we're working with a shy dog. So what we can do now is, let's say we would have the dog stand, get him very solid with the exercise. From there now, we would have another person approach. Now the handler would be standing out in front, maybe about 2 feet away from the dog while it's in a stand. The person would come and stand beside the dog. If, let's say, the dog was to move, the handler would go back, stand, good boy, stay. Then the individual would come back, stand beside the dog. Then they'd walk away. The handler would then proceed to reward the dog. From there, they would progress to where, okay, they're standing beside the dog, and then lightly walk by, letting their hand drag over top of the dog. So we're actually engaging, we're having the helper engage the dog by just touching physically. And once again, the handler would come in and reward the dog. The next step, the final step with our shy dog, the handler once again gets the dog to stand, stay, and then from there we would have, let's say, the helper do a light exam of the dog. And they wouldn't stay there too long. We don't want to overwhelm the dog, but it's just really to desensitize the dog to human touch. So that's another area where we would use the stand for examination. Let's bring in Mr. Venom again. Bring him up on the table. Yep.
Sit. Stand.
Go a little bit further. A little bit further. Good. And then bring him off right away. Okay, turn. You go right back into it. Sit.
Sit. Stand.
Good.
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 Okay.
And as usual, we're aiming for about 5 repetitions of the behavior. 4 to 5. Okay, it's okay. Right there.
Stand. Good.
Nope.
Stand.
Take your time. Okay, try targeting towards the corner of the platform.
Come on. Venom.
It's okay. You get his attention again.
Sit. Stand. Good.
Good. Very nice. And we're going to do one more.
Stand. Good.
Good. And may I see the leash? Excellent. And a treat. Good boy, buddy. So when you're handling the dog at home, let's say in training, I like to hold my sit, good, stand, good, okay. And you see how short my leash is? I have more control. Sit, stand, and I wait for it. Good, good boy. Okay, and then I would turn and the same thing again. By having a shorter leash, it gives me more control. It makes for more efficient training without the actual session because he gets distracted and then we're fumbling to try and gain more control over the dog. And again, once he comes off the table, you circle back like that. You got your leash close, and then we draw him up on the table just like that. Okay, we're going to try that again. So you get your food ready. This time take out about maybe 3, 4. Okay, good.
Good.
Nice. Make sure it doesn't fall on the ground.
Sit. Stand.
Take your time. Take your time.
Good.
Good. We don't want him walking. We just need him standing.
Stand.
Mark.
Good.
Good. Circle back.
Okay.
Keep your food ready.
stand, good,
Nice. Take him off. Lots of praise. We'll bring him off to the side. Give him a little break. Nice. So once again, as a handler, we have to be ready. So our leash is fairly short for more control. What I would suggest is to take out at least 4 or 5 pieces of treat in your hand. Now, it's very important that when you're working with multiple pieces of treat, that not one of them falls on the ground, because then it teaches the dog to find things off the floor. And again, it's going to disrupt the learning process. So we have the dog up on the table. Good boy. Sit. We got our target fairly close to the dog's nose. Remember, the closer the bait is to the nose, the stronger the attraction. That's what we want. Sit. Once the dog sits, now we bring the hand forward ever so slowly and slightly, waiting for the dog to come up on all fours. When the dog comes up, we mark it, good, and then we reward. Now, in this instance, if the dog doesn't come up right away, what I would do is draw my hand a little bit closer to the edge of the platform. And what happens is, by doing that now, the dog can't really stretch his neck. He's going to feel a little uncomfortable. So you find sometimes the back feet kick out. And that's what we want. When it happens, we mark and reward. And then we say, okay, and the release. In sport training, whether it be CKC or IGB Schutzen, there is the stand for examination. Now in Schutzen, it's the stand in motion. So it's one of those exercises when we're healing the dog, and then we'll say steh, which is German for stand, and the dog must put the brakes on immediately. Now when we're teaching that exercise, ideally what we want is when we're now teaching the exercise, the bait's out in front, we'll say stand, and then we might push in just a little bit, and you'll find the dog naturally will kick its feet back as it stands. When that happens, we reward. The reason why we want the dog to kick the feet back is so that way when we're doing it in motion, he doesn't do what we call traveling, where he goes forward. He actually just throws the brakes on. And so that's why we want for the feet to actually kick back when we're teaching it for IGP or even CKC obedience.
sit, stand, stand, oops,
Okay, so we bring around, turn, bring back up, and good,
stand, good, okay,
good. Same thing again.
sit, stand, good,
Good. Circle.
good boy, good boy, up, sit, stand, good, good,
Nice.
okay.
One more. Make sure it doesn't fall on the ground.
Sit, stand, good,
Good. We pull them off. Very nice. Much better.
good boy.
So that was a little bit better. So once again, when you're coming into your training area, we need for the dog to be under control. Now, you can also teach it off leash, but what I would suggest, if you're going to do that in a very small enclosure. So it could be, let's say, a bathroom area with the door closed, or maybe a laundry area, a very small area where you can gate it up and the dog can't move around too much. The reason being is you need focus from the dog, and that's a very young dog, it's a puppy. So if we allow it too much in the way of liberties, long leashes or big rooms to run around, it's just going to draw out your actual training session. So we try to keep it very controlled. Like I said in the last video, the leash acts like a school desk for a child. It keeps the child in one place, making it easier for focus, and it's the same thing. And once again, the technique. So once we have the dog seated, we'll do this. We bring the hand down, almost in line with the dog's shoulder, stand. If you have to, slowly move forward a little bit, not too much where the dog starts to move. We don't want to create what we call confusion, condition conflict, where now the dog thinks, okay, I'm being rewarded for moving. All we really want is for him to understand when you bring your legs up, then you're going to get rewarded. So we have to be very careful with that. If the dog, again, is still very distracted with the food and not standing, then very, very slowly we make our way to the edge of the platform. And as you saw there, the dog came off. We circle back, get him back on, sit, repeat, and the same thing all over again. And like I said, with the bait, wherever it's held, that's where the head will be. So sometimes I might bring it down, causing the head to tuck, which may also cause the legs to go back. When that happens, once again, we reward and release. And there you have it. That is the stand for examination. If you found this video very nice, very informative, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And please subscribe to our channel. This way we can inform you as to when we have new and upcoming videos. And also you might want to check out my new book, Instincts to Excellence. It goes through the whole dog psychology theory and actual techniques that we use for different disciplines in the way of dog training. With that said, guys, take care.